My name is Michael Drake, and I am the Chief Service Officer for the City of Little Rock and Project Director of Little Rock Serves Impact Volunteering Initiative and the Love Your School Childhood Obesity Initiative. We're here today to recognize citizen service, a tradition that is imbued in the DNA of most Americans. More specifically, we are here to recognize the commitment of the University of Arkansas at Little Rock to the premise that all institutions in our community must have a stake in the future of our community. And this premise, if embraced, is demonstrated by those who make things happen through their commitment to service. To introduce this theme of the importance of citizen service to the success of our community, please welcome Ms. Debbie Milam, Director of Little Rock School District Volunteers in Public Service, also known as VIPS, for comments on volunteerism in the Little Rock School District. I also point out that Debbie is a former VISTA member, Volunteers in Service to America, so please welcome Debbie Milam.
The other thing Michael might not know is I also have 2 degrees from UALR, so I'm one of you. On behalf of the Little Rock School District, it's my pleasure and honor to be here today. Volunteers are so important to the health of our schools and to the health of our students, and I know that many of you, if not all of you here today, have been in our schools this past year working with our students and with our families, and so I want to thank you for that. I believe that you probably understand firsthand how important it is for children to see caring adults come into their schools and to work with them. Teachers do everything they can every day to make students feel welcome and loved and cared for. But it helps when we come in, when someone else that they can look at and say, you're not getting paid to come talk to me today, are you? You're not getting paid to come see me every week. You're not getting paid to take me out walking, to teach me about gardening, to show me how to eat healthy. So for that, we thank you so much. I saw Michael's press release, and so I know that you served over 15,000 hours in our school this spring. So for you to understand how important that is to the district, your service is valued at over $350,000. And so that is of utmost importance to a district as large as the Little Rock School District, one that's struggling with budget cuts and loss of funding right now. And so we thank you so much for being there every day. You're changing the world one healthy student at a time. And we all know that kids can't learn when they get to school if they've not had some healthy food to eat, a good night's sleep, and if they're not out moving their bodies so that they're able to sit and concentrate in class. And so you're making all that happen and helping their parents understand that they need to go home and get a good night's sleep. And so for that, we thank you. We cherish your involvement. We so greatly value our partnership with the City of Little Rock and with UALR, and we hope that that continues for many years. Just last week, Volunteers in Public Schools hosted the Little Rock School District's annual volunteer reception, and we handed out awards that evening. And one of the awards is to the City of Little Rock Love Your School program. And so since I had a chance to be here today and Mayor Stodla's here, I'd like for him to come forward so that I can present this in front of you, because you're the reason that Love Your School is one of the reasons that they're receiving the award. So Mayor Stodla.
Thank you, Debbie.
So on behalf of the Little Rock School District and Volunteers in Public Schools, I'd like to award the City of Little Rock Love Your School program with the 2015 Community Resource Award, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Mayor Stodla. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Ann Bain, who is the Dean of the College of Education and Health Professions, for her remarks. Dr. Bain.
And I have with me my Associate Dean, Bronwyn McFarland, who is a leader with this initiative. You may or may not know that our new College of Education and Health Professions began in July of last year. And we feel very fortunate to have brought together units to collaborate and to fulfill the mission of our university, which includes service to our community. So it was a gift to us for the mayor's office to come to us and ask us to be involved with the Love Your School initiative. And we also appreciate them allowing us to modify their t-shirts so that we could say, UALR loves your school. I'm very proud of the fact that we had 4 of our key academic units, nursing, teacher education, health and human performance, and social work, bring over 200 students into our local schools to try to make a difference in the health of the students in our state. So I would like to also ask Dr. McFarland to thank some of our key leaders who helped those students to fulfill this wonderful learning opportunity and to make a difference. So Dr. McFarland.
Thank you so much. This project could not have happened without many hands involved in this special project. And so I'd like to recognize the faculty members from the different departments for their involvement, specifically Jennifer Hune, Chair of Teacher Education, and Benny Prince from Health and Human Performance, who revised the curriculum to be used and taught by our education and nursing and social work and health students. And special thanks to UALR Teach program, Dr. Gail Hughes and Kelly Cheney, who involved their students in the participation. Special thanks to the social work program and Jay Williams and his social work students who were involved. And special thanks to the nursing program with Cindy Gilbert, who oversaw the involvement of the nursing students. So to have all of these students from the different programs was an exceptional learning opportunity to apply their understandings about education and nutrition education and social work into the local community settings and to interact with all the children in Little Rock Public Schools. So thank you so much, and thank you to the special college development team that worked on it, Shannon Collier-Tennyson, Lisa Palacios, London Pinio, and Amy Sadivi from Middle Childhood, because the program could not have happened without all of these folks at the table and bringing it to fruition. Thank you.
Well, it really does, it is true, the axiom that it takes a village, isn't it? And without the collaboration of all these wonderful young people and not so young people, we were able to really move the needle with these children in our schools. Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Mark Stodola for his remarks, and please welcome Mayor Mark Stodola, Mayor of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well, thank you very much, Michael, and thank you, Dr. Bain. You know, this is really a beautiful day for a celebration, and I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping to celebrate the future leaders of our city and our community and the state and nation with the opportunity that you've given them to learn about healthy eating, nutrition, and exercise. Of course, today we want to recognize the wonderful students in the College of Education and Health Professions and Health and Human Performance, the Department of Education, and the Departments of Nursing and Social Work. I know it was a collaboration of a lot of departments to bring together a lot of students, a lot of college students to help our elementary students. And you can't imagine what kind of a role model you are for these kids who oftentimes are looking for role models. They're looking for someone who gives them some focus and stability in life. And of course, the issue of nutrition instruction for the 2,600 kindergarten through 5th grade elementary students was very, very important. And I appreciate the fact that you have participated in such a tremendous way with volunteer efforts for our Love Your School Childhood Obesity Prevention Program. I want to tell you a little bit about how all this happens. I know that sometimes when you think of cities, you think about, well, who's picking up the garbage, and you know, what about these potholes that were created? I'm sure some of you probably complained about it, you know. After the big snows that we've had this past winter, certainly whether the water is fresh and clean and whether the commodes work, all of the kind of things that we take for granted that are regular municipal services. Well, cities are now learning that as the world becomes populated with urban centers, of urban life, where 82% of our population live in an urban environment, that we do more than just those regular daily activities in life. We are really probably, and much more so than some of our other legislative branches at the state or at the federal level, working on how to fix problems. And that's our job, is to find a way to try and improve the lives and fix the problems that people have. And one of my colleagues, a former mayor now, Mayor Michael Bloomberg from New York, decided that obviously government can't do that all alone. We cannot be all things to all people. And so the purpose of this program, as part of a bigger, larger umbrella of activities that go on nationwide, was part of a program funded by the Bloomberg Philanthropies and the Rockefeller Foundation to create a position in various cities, in the city halls of various cities, of a chief service officer whose job it was to develop programs that would involve and engage volunteers in activities that would make a real impact on citizens' lives. And so all that translates then into what we've had today called the Love Your School Childhood Obesity Program. We also have one called Love Your Block. We have volunteer park rangers in our parks. We have neighborhoods that band together and pull together resources of their own, along with a very small amount of city resources to improve their neighborhood. The most important one, however, is the one that's dealing with kids, and that's what you have been doing for the last semester, is helping with these wonderful impact initiatives, making an impact, moving the needle, and trying to make a child's life better. We know, as Debbie so appropriately said, that if we've got caring adults, such as you, or family members, that give kids a healthy start, and if they have a safe place to learn and to achieve academically with good nutrition, they're going to thrive. And so this year, of course, as you know, between January and April, over 200 students and faculty members from UALR volunteered on these evidence-based curriculum known as the Grow, Eat, Thrive curriculum, really teaching children what happens, what is an orange and where did it come from, what's an avocado, golly sakes, teaching kids that these things don't come from grocery stores. They come from the ground. They come from God as wonderful plants and nourishment for our bodies. And so, we took several schools where we had a high percentage of free and reduced lunches. Carver Magnet, Booker Magnet, Mableville Elementary, Romine Magnet, Geyer Springs, Franklin Elementary, and Bale Elementary, and helped with these students there to teach them, to get them out walking, to get them excited about learning. And I just want to say thank you. You've taught them some good eating habits. Hopefully they'll teach their parents some good eating habits. Certainly the Cooking Matters programs, where we help to teach adults how to cook in a healthy way, is something that is there to complement the part that you're doing. I have gone out to some of these schools, and they did drop kids off early. Sometimes 7:30 they get dropped off, and they would just sit around for a while until class started. I went out to one of these schools to take the kids on a walking route around the school, and a little third grade girl set her backpack down and grabbed my hand. I had 10 or 12 kids around with me, and we walked around the track twice. And now this is not a big track. This is a pretty small little track. And unfortunately, she had to stop and rest after the second time around. Clearly, she was overweight, but because of the programs like you're using and teaching kids, hopefully they'll be able to get on the right track as it relates to healthy eating and nutrition. So let me just say thank you to all of you who did the hard work and put the volunteer hours in. I certainly want to thank Chancellor Joel Anderson and Vice Chancellor and Provost Dr. Toro, along with Dean Bain and her staff in the College of Education and Health Professions. So it's a partnership that I hope we can continue with, and it's certainly something that in the Department of Education makes all the sense in the world. We do have some certificates for the people who participated, and so after you get a chance to hopefully eat some healthy, nutritious food over here, we'll be handing out the certificates to the people that are with us. So it is a great statement to say that UALR truly does love our schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Stodola. You know, every organization, every effort needs a champion. Someone who's out front, who will take what you say as truth, will also require the facts to back up your statements. And we have in our presence today my champion, the Love Your School champion. So let me introduce Dr. Sadie Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell, would you please come forward? And Dr. Mitchell is the Associate Superintendent for Elementary Education, without whom Love Your School would not exist. Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please.
Can you say something? Well, I didn't know I was going to have to say anything, but I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone here today, especially UALR, my alma mater, and to thank the students and the staff here at UALR for what you have done for our children in the Little Rock School District. You don't know how much that means to not just me, but to the staff, to the building principals who you work with, and to the classroom teachers. Because if the teachers have healthier children, then they have children who can learn better and at a much faster rate. So you have been a part of the progress that we will continue to make in the Little Rock School District. And you've left a stamp of approval on those children who you have worked with. As Mayor Stodola said, those children would go back and teach their own their families and their relatives, and then they would talk to their parents about good eating habits. So it's something that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. I'm a true believer in the Love Your School program. I always like to tell people I love the city of Little Rock for taking the initiative to provide such support to the district. I don't think people really know how much the Love Your School program has impacted the district in a mighty way, a mighty powerful way for our children. And it's not just this particular program, but they have done outreach programs throughout each of our schools. The beautiful gardens that we have really touched me because it impacted my life, and especially my husband's life, because he had to build me some gardens at home. And so now I'm planting my own plants, and I have my own rain barrels, and so we're learning how to eat healthier foods ourselves. So you've impacted a lot of people, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Mayor Stodola and his staff, and Michael Drake. I can say, if you guys had an opportunity to work with him, you know he's a pusher and a fighter, and he doesn't stop until he gets what he wants. You know, you may say no, but he's coming back. And he's going to exercise his belief that everybody should be a part of improving the lives of children. And he puts his work where his mouth is. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Michael. And that's all I have to say. I hope you all have a blessed day. And again, from the Little Rock School District, from the staff there, I just want to say that we really do appreciate and thank you for everything that you've done.
Well, that concludes our event today. I want to thank Lauren Fail, who's our Love Your School coordinator. Lauren. And thank you to all the students and faculty. You know, I was chatting with several of the faculty a few moments ago, and this was the first attempt on behalf of the children of Little Rock for a UALR and the city to work together on Love Your School. And while we had a few bumps in the road, at the end of the day, we're all standing. The children are thrilled. The principals constantly call me and send emails on how joyful the children are to know it's Nutrition Day. And so the nurses are coming, the social workers are coming, the Department of Ed is coming. It really made a difference. We'll know more when we grade the nutrition pre-tests and post-tests, which are coming up, but I'm sure, based on what I've seen from the students, it's going to be an excellent report. Thank you all for coming. Please enjoy some snacks and water. And thanks again to UALR and Dr. Bain for your hard work. We're dismissed.